What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Eric, and today we're going to be talking about the time that I caused the world's first marijuana overdose. Now, this story begins. That's a song. Hold on, let me get a bev break, bro. Alright, bet. Fuck. Okay, so this story starts off about my junior year. So it was about around the second semester beginning, and I had these new classes, and I ran into this one new homie, and we're gonna call this homie throughout the story Troy. Now, me and Troy, we would sit in the like corner of the classroom, and we would trade each other's vapes, or like if one of us didn't have a vape, I got you type shit, you know. We both understood what it was like to be a nicotine fiend, right? So on this particular day, I showed up, and let me go back, and me and my homie, we bought a Dope as Yola HJC Liquid Diamonds pen. It was 2 grams. That shit was fucking gas. I think it was one of the cereal milk ones, dude. That is the best flavor that he has ever released, man. I'm not even gonna cap. That was the best flavor he has ever released, in my opinion. But anyway, so this day I pulled up, and not only do I have the vape, I got the regular dab pen, and I got the Dope as Yola HHC pen. Now, I would regularly bring all 3 of these things to school because, you know, why the fuck not? I'm not getting caught. In my dumbass 16-year-old mindset, obviously, don't fucking do that. Like, if you're watching these videos, you're in high school, don't do what I do in these videos, you know? I don't condone doing this shit. This is really just for entertainment. And, you know, I feel like if you don't want to do this type of shit, I'd rather hear a story about it and see what that experience is like. Because it's probably going to round up an equivalent to the same of what would happen if you did it. Holy shit, what the fuck was that? Man, I smoked too much. Need to calm down the vape, and that's just gonna kill me. But anyway, this day begins. I have all this shit on me. I pull up to my second hour, and I meet up with Troy. Now the regular exchange happens. He's like, I had to redo that. He's like, yo, you got a vape on you? And I'm like, yeah. And I give him my vape. It was like a fucking, I think it was an Elf Bar, bro. That's back when Elf Bar was popping. I don't know if you guys remember. Elf Bars back in the day were genuinely goated. Elf Bars nowadays, like that fake ass version, fucking ass, dude. That shit don't even give me a nick buzz. That's just lung cancer and a fucking square. But anyway, you know, I hand him my vape, and he's like, yo, do you have anything else on you? And I was like, yeah, I have this dab pen on me. Like, I flashed it to him. I was like, you want to hit this too? And he was like, what is it? And I was like, it's marijuana. Like, it's weed. Like, this shit will fuck you up. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it, bet. But I was like, dude, this shit is like strong, right? I was like, dude, this is like something that will genuinely skull fuck you. Like, are you okay with this? Because, like, I'm not gonna lie, the way Troy would act, like, hold on, let me move the mic. From the way Troy would act, I genuinely thought that this dude smoked. Like, the way he talked, the way he would act, the way he would walk, and the way he would just, like, you know, his whole, like, personality just gave off the vibe of, yeah, I smoke weed either daily or on the down low, like, every once in a while, you know? So, like, I'm like, this dude's definitely an experienced smoker. So I was like, bet, here's the pen, and he starts chiefing that shit. Now, this motherfucker maybe about damn near blinked this fucking pen. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I think to blink that one, it was like, what, 15, 12 seconds maybe? And he almost blinked that shit, I swear to God. Like, he hit that shit, and then he, like, this is the mistake number 1. So he starts coughing like a motherfucker, and as he's coughing, like, all this smoke is, like, coming out. Now, luckily, like, I don't know if you guys remember, like, or if you guys ever hit an HHC pen, them things, either you can create a big-ass cloud of smoke, or low-key it kind of ghosts. But luckily, it was kind of in the midway this time, because I just stood up and I waved that fucking smoke straight up out of the fucking air. Like, I was shitting myself. I was like, this motherfucker, like, rookie mistake, bro. What the fuck? You know, like, I can't be handling this shit right now, man. Like, the fuck? I got work later, you know? And, like, I don't need my pen and shit getting taken from me. Nonetheless, get my car taken from me. If I get my car taken from me, motherfucker, I can't even go to work. And, I love going to work. I would work 7 days out of the week. So, you feel me? So, he's like coughing and shit, and like, you know, he's coughing so badly in this class that our teacher, he walks up to him and he gives this motherfucker a cough drop. Like, he dead ass like just walked up and gave him a cough drop. Like, you know, you're cooked when the teacher gave you a cough drop. But anyway, he's just like, it's about like around the end of class, and he's like dry heaving. And so I grab his coffee mug that he walked in with, and I just open up the cap, and I'm like, dude, if you're gonna throw up, just throw up all over my hand and in this cup, because, you know, I'm not gonna fuck my teacher over like that. You know, he was a cool dude, so I'm ready to take this L and just wash vomit off my hands. I'm gonna be disgusted, but fuck it, this is low-key kind of my fault. I thought he was more of an experienced smoker. So he keeps dry heaving, and luckily he didn't throw up in my hand. I mean, he throws up later, but, you know, he didn't throw up on my hands, you know, I'm blessed. Thank you, Allah. But anyway, let's go ahead to the end, right? So, end of class, and this motherfucker is so incoherent that I gotta pack his bag for him, like his backpack for him, like he's a little kid on the first day of school. You know, I put his computer in there, I put all his shit in there. He brought his Nintendo Switch, I had to put that shit in there too. And so, you know, I give him his backpack, and I start walking him out of class. You know, like, I'm dead-ass, like, holding this motherfucker by his shoulder type shit. Like, I'm like, dude, you are fucked up. And, you know, as we're walking through this hallway, I'm like, look, I'm gonna give you the opportunity of a lifetime. If you do not want to go to class right now, I will take you to this bathroom that's right across from my next hour, and if anything bad goes down, just text me, or I will just regularly check up on you, like, every, like, 15-20 minutes or so. And he's like, bet, okay, I'll chill in there. And so I put him into that, like, this stall. I bring him to his bathroom, and I bring him to this stall that's, like, across from, like that's against the wall, you know. And, you know, I tell him to just, like, post up in there and chill. Just chill in there, and you'll be fine. Right, so I go to my third hour, and I'm just chilling in there, and, like, not even, like, 10 minutes go by. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. Like, not even 10 minutes. I just got this gut-wrenching feeling that this motherfucker is not doing okay. So I leave the bathroom, and I go in there, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Motherfucker, this dude is laying on the ground, like I'm talking, like, his torso is in the stall that I put him in, and his legs are across into the other stall next to it. I'm like, fuck, right? And not only am I worried about this, also my one homie, he walked in there and saw the whole thing. So I walk up to my homie, we're gonna call him Adrian, and I'm like, yo, Adrian, you can't, like, don't tell nobody about this. And he's like, yeah, I got you, dog. What's wrong with him? I'm like, dude, he's greening the fuck out. Like, this motherfucker is dying. So I hand him all my shit from my pockets, even my dab hands him my vapes, and I pick this, like, I go over and I hop the stall and I pick this motherfucker up, and I'm like, dude, you need to get your shit together. And he's, like, barely conscious, so I'm like, fuck. I'm like, dude, look, I'm gonna give you one more chance, chill in this stall, and just don't fall off, alright? So I sit him back up on this toilet, and I'm like, bro, you need to chill. And I'm like, you know what, fuck it, give me your vape too, because if shit goes down and I can't get to you before security does, or anybody that's just gonna tell on you, at least you're only gonna get caught with just being high as fuck at school, right? Having a vape on top of this is just, you know, it's just extra damage. So I take all that shit, and while I'm in the bathroom, I call up my one homie. We're gonna call him Tony, and my homie Tony, he was like, what the fuck is going on? What's wrong with him? And I'm like, dude, he's grinning the fuck out. Look, I took his vape. I have all my shit on me. Can you hold on to my shit? And he's like, bet, I got you. I'll hold on to your shit. And after he, like, grabs all my shit, I go back into my class, and I give this motherfucker another chance, right? So maybe not even about 4 minutes go by, and I go back in there, and this motherfucker's back on the floor, and not only is he on the floor, he's vomiting into the toilet, like, just, like, a lot. Like, I'm talking, like, I've never seen someone throw up this badly. It was like it's like that drunk throw up, you know? It was horrible, but I felt so bad. I was like, oh, shit. I opened the stall. I tell him to open the stall door. He did, and I'm like, dude, do you want me to get a nurse? And then after that, he vomits one more time and then just falls back. Like, he just falls the fuck asleep. Like, he's laying on the ground, and, like, I drag him out of this stall, and I'm, like, holding his head up so he doesn't, like, choke on his vomit or anything. And I'm like, fuck, this dude's, like, dying. Like, I don't know what to fucking do, bro. Like, this motherfucker is geeked out of his mind. Like, he's asleep. And as I'm, like, trying to figure out what the fuck to do while holding this, like, basically dead corpse in my hands, my security guard at my school, he comes in, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. Last hour, he said he was sick, and I told him to just chill in here, and I was going to check up on him, and I came back to this, and he's like, okay, whatever, go back to school. I mean, I'm going to go back to class. And so, you know, I go back to class, and it turns out this kid gets wheeled out of the school in a fucking stretcher, bro. Like, this motherfucker got wheeled out in a stretcher. Like, and I'm not even, like, saying, like, it was the first floor. We were in the second floor of this building. My school had 2 floors, and this motherfucker had to get wheeled out from the second floor down the stairs type shit. it was horrible. I was feeling horrible the whole time. And you know, after my third hour ends, I go into my homeroom, and as I'm in my homeroom, I'm like, fuck, okay, let me text my homie. I'm like, dude, I need you to hold on to this shit for like maybe another hour. And luckily I said this shit, because after homeroom, I'm heading towards my lunch, and it was like a scene out of the movies, bro. I was walking towards lunch, and security just scoops my ass up out of the hall. Like, I don't know how they do it. It's like fishing. Like, there's so many people in this hallway, and you somehow found my dumb ass. To be real, every time I walked in that school, I smelled like a pound of marijuana. So I'm not even gonna contest to that. I'm really a sore thumb out there, you know. But anyway, so they bring me into the office, and you know, I'm talking to the dean and I'm talking to the principal, and they're like searching my bag and shit, and they're like making me empty my pockets and shit, and they're like, yo, so do you know what happened to this kid in the bathroom? And I was like, dude, I don't know what's going on. Like, he just walked into school, like he just walked into my second hour. That's when I first saw him, and he was like all fucked up. Like, I don't know what was wrong with him. He told me he was sick, and I was just like, okay, look, next hour I can just like tell you to chill in here, and you know, I'll check up on you. Like, half of that is kind of true, you know. So you know, they bought my story. They're like, okay, but do you know what this is one part I can't ever forget. He said, do you know what greening out means? And I said, sir, I think that is the terminology for when someone has ingested too much marijuana. Harvard ass motherfucker, bro. What the fuck is this shit, bro? Fucking Harvard. But anyway, after that, they released me. And maybe about 30 minutes into lunch, I went out and found my homie. I got all my shit. I had all of our shit. Like, I had Troy's vape, my vape, all my dab pens. And, you know, I went to, like, the end of my day. And it was all chilling, honestly. Now, this gets to the point where I'm leaving. So I'm walking towards my car. And not only do I see my car in the parking lot, I see my dad's car. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm, like, getting drove to work, like, by my dad, while my mom is like driving my car to work, and he's like talking to me. He's like, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, dude, this motherfucker was just geeking. I was just capping my ass off, obviously, because like I didn't want to tell him. I was like, yeah, I caused an overdose at school the other day. So, you know, I was like, dude, I don't know what the fuck was going on. He was just like that. I tried to help him, and he was like, dude, okay, look, you just can't be doing this shit. Like, if you see someone acting like that, go to the fucking nurse. And I was like, yeah, I understand that. Okay, yeah, so, okay, while I was rewatching this, you know, making sure everything's confidential, I forgot to mention, this kid's okay, alright? Like, I feel like I almost left y'all on a cliffhanger. Like, this kid is 100% okay. Like, I talked to him, he was, like, knocked out for, like, a day, and, you know, he did get, like, 5-day suspension, but he did continue to go to my school, and, you know, everything is all well. Like, this kid is not dead or anything. I just wanted to add that part in, and we're actually really cool till this day, and just, you know, I wanted to add that part. But, you know, anyway, back to the outro of this video, y'all. My bad for not saying that. Fuck. And so I get dropped off at work. And, yeah, that's about the end of my story. I went into my shift, proceeded to get super fucking faded, because I was stressed up the fucking wall after that shit. I smoked so much weed that day that I can't even remember the rest of that day. So, yeah, that was the time that I caused the world's first marijuana overdose. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And, yeah, like and subscribe if you guys are going to work or anything. If you guys just started your day off. If you guys are ending your day off, man. Just have a good old jolly time, man. And, yeah, this is Eric signing off. And, yeah, peace.